Hey guys, Mr. Marcus here, and as you can see, we're back playing some PES 2015 Master League, this time with Atlético Madrid, and in today's episode I have 3 matches for you as usual. But of course the big one today, the first match, is against Real Madrid, so it is the Madrid derby, and of course this match over the last 2 or 3 years in real life has got relatively quite big, considering Atlético Madrid went on and won the title last season, and this season basically Barcelona weren't going to win it because Atlético Madrid lost, well, didn't lose too many players, but they just sort of lost this thing which made them good, to be honest. Well, they didn't lose. No, I don't know what really happened with them. I think it just sort of became basically Real Madrid and Barcelona became better. But with that logic, anyway, going into this match, it was of course a big, massive deal considering that Real Madrid are near the top of the table. We're third in the table, so we're quite close to them. But when you actually look at their team, their team has relatively changed over the last couple of years. Of course, this is now the 3rd year of Master League, so with that logic, their team should have sort of got better overall, of course. But as you can see here, the Real Madrid team: Iker Casillas, Martins Indi, Sergio Ramos, Daniel, Marcelo, Modric, Cruz, James Rodriguez, Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, and Gareth Bale. Cristiano Ronaldo is now rated 89 or something. His rating has drastically dropped because he's now 31 or 32 in the game, so it sort of makes some sort of sense. In this, for me anyway, my team, I'm more or less trying to go with my strongest team, but for some reason I decided to play Fernando Torres up front. I think it was because he was in red hot form and Andrei Pierre-Gignac was only in green, so of course it makes sense to play the better player who's in more form, of course, compared to playing a player who's not in form but is technically rated higher. You know what I mean. So basically we played Fernando Torres because he's basically the hero of Atlético Madrid in my personal opinion. He's just such a fantastic player. So the game kicked off at the Santiago Bernabeu in speech marks, because it's not the stadium. And in the 11th minute, the 18th minute of the match there, and a really nice shot there of Gaia, and then it comes into the 23rd minute of the match where Griezmann comes down his left hand side, crosses into Fernando Torres, who jumps up and heads it into the back of the net to give us a 1-0 lead against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. So like I said, Fernando Torres, absolutely amazing player, so it's sort of expected. And as we see here in the 45th minute of the match, as the game's come up to half-time end, basically, Gimenez is on the ball, trying to basically does quite a lot of good stuff actually. He sort of stops Ronaldo and James Rodriguez from getting a good shot away. But as you see there, they have 60% possession. We had 4 shots, 3 on target. They had 4 shots, 2 on target. Come all the way up to the 47th minute of the match here. Arda Turan on the ball, heads it down to Fernando Torres. Torres turns past Sergio Ramos and pings in the back of the net to get his 2nd goal of the game to give us a 2-0 lead going into basically the last half an hour of the match, which is just fantastic for us. But in the 68th minute of the match, our Benzema on the ball runs a little bit, gives it to James Rodriguez. Rodriguez basically takes 1 touch. All Black does save it, and Gareth Bale ends up hitting the post, and from that Gareth Bale continues to just dominate, and the ball eventually drops down to James Rodriguez, who pops in the back of the net to give them a sort of goal back to make it 2-1. But into the 72nd minute of the match, Griezmann runs past Daniel like he's not even there. Martins Indi cannot keep up with him, and he gets a shot away. It's a really good save from Iker Casillas, and it comes out to Fernando Torres on his right hand side, who runs past Sergio Ramos like he's not there, but Sergio Ramos still just decides to actually do some good defending this time and actually get the ball back. Again, they try and get out to Cristiano Ronaldo, comes to nothing. It comes back out to Arda Turan this time in the 77th minute of the match, plays it into Koke, Koke plays it into Griezmann, Griezmann gets a shot away and makes it 3-1 to us, 4-2, 3-1, 3-2, 3-1 to us, and basically more or less cements us into the final, basically 10 minutes of the match to make sure that we're probably going to go and end up winning this match. But in the 85th minute of the match here, Benzema gets played for on goal, Benzema throw on goal, Gimenez comes flying back, takes him out completely, and gets a straight red card. As the referee gives away a penalty, well, gives a penalty as well, of course. And it doesn't give a penalty, he gives a free kick away, but Toni Kroos takes the free kick and it pops in the back of the net. And this is probably the first time I've actually conceded a free kick to the computer, which is ridiculous considering how many games I've actually played in this. But in the 94th minute, well, basically at the 90th minute of the match, Cristiano Ronaldo, of all people, actually misses a really easy one-on-one, and it's just ridiculous. I've never actually seen him miss a one-on-one ever, but he missed a one-on-one here. And he misses the opportunity to make it 3-3, and then in the last minutes of the match, Griezmann down his left-hand side, just slowly but surely trying to get control of the ball, doesn't really go anywhere, and then we end up winning the match against Real Madrid 3-2, which is just a fantastic result for us, considering that we're not really doing that well in the league. We're doing okay in the league, but not that well. As you see there, they have 10 shots, 6 on target, maybe deserve to maybe get a draw from it. Fernando Torres got man of the match, and that's just absolutely amazing. So yeah, so basically we beat Real Madrid, which is really good as well. So that's not like, I think we faced Real Madrid now twice in this Master League like series. Once with Southampton, now once with Atletico, and we've beaten them both times. So it's pretty good for us. But anyway, we're going into this, well, I think it's now the last Champions League match against Brissain, which I think people in the comments, well, a guy in the comment section said that they're supposedly SC Braga, but I'm not really particularly sure if that's true or not. I don't really care either, to be honest. So in the UEFA Champions League, it's always going to be a fantastic little match to be going up against. So Champions League matches are always the interesting ones, but again, this is coming off the back of a game against Real Madrid, so it was always going to be a little bit more difficult. Rather than having a hangover after the Champions League, we're going to end up having a hangover in this particular match, because, you know, the Champions League hangover is an actual real effect, and it actually does take it's really weird. Like, in real life, people say that playing a game after a Champions League match is quite difficult because, of course, all the travel and whatnot. But in this game, it is actually really hard to play after like a really dominating match in terms of like stamina decrease, which is ridiculously weird, but it does make some sort of sense. But as you see in the Atlético Madrid team, we're playing quite a more or less quite a strong team, but the likes of Christian Rodriguez, Zizniak, Schneiderlin, Gimenez. But then I was playing at Raul Garcia, Correa, and I was playing Moya in goal because I was wanting to rest some players because a lot of them were quite tired after the Real Madrid game, so that made perfect sense. But Brissain's team had the likes of Zé Luis up front, Mauro, Ruben Mikhail, Custodio, and then in goal they had a Christic guy who was just really, really good in this game. It was really weird, but for some reason this game was so hard to play in. But I think, again, like I've already said, I think it was because it was after the Real Madrid match, which just made it a lot more difficult for us. So from kickoff, of course, as you'd expect, in the 7th or 8th minute of the match here, Zé Luis on the ball plays it into Rafa Silva down his right hand side, and for some reason Gimenez just decides, Gaia decides to stop running. Gimenez doesn't really do anything good in terms of defending wise, and Zé Luis gets a shot away. Unfortunately for me, it's just wide of the post. But in the 29th minute of the match here, Christian Rodriguez gets a shot away. It's a pretty decent shot, but doesn't really come to anything. And in the 32nd minute of the match here, Rafa Silva gets played in again behind Gaia. Gaia doesn't really, I don't really do good defending with Gaia. And they end up scoring from a really weird cross, and for some reason Moya just doesn't decide to do any good goalkeeping, and Mauro scores to make it 1-0 to Brissain. And the half-time is 1-0 to Brissain. So it was sort of expected, but I mean, to be honest, if you look at the stats, they were sort of dominating me completely, and I just, for every reason, could not play like at all. As it comes up to the 72nd minute of the match, Gaia again does poor defending. Mauro gets another shot away, doesn't come to anything. Then the 78th minute of the match here, Churchy plays like the best ball I've ever seen Churchy play into Andrea Pierre-Zizniak. He rounds the goalkeeper, pops in the back of the net to equalise, to make it 1-1 with about 10 minutes remaining in the match. And as you see there, centre back goes through his goalkeeper, just ridiculous. But in the 82nd minute of the match here, they again get played for on goal. Sammy gets played for on goal. Moya does not really show if he's a good goalie at all, and basically concedes another goal to make it 2-1 to Brissain. My God, I am starting to choke. And in the 90th minute of the match, basically we should have probably scored from all the opportunities we actually had. We had a one-on-one opportunity, then we got a cut back, and then from the resulting corner kick, Zizniak actually doesn't really get a header away, but Rodriguez does actually get the possession of the ball, gets a shot away, and again it's blocked by the defence, and then from the resulting corner kick, their goalie comes out and does a pretty decent job of collecting the ball and just wasting the time, and then eventually when he kicks it, the final whistle goes. So we end up losing our last Champions League match 2-1, but to be honest, I didn't really care that much because we were already qualified and there was no way that Schalke or Arsenal could actually get to us. But as you see from the stats, they sort of maybe deserved it. They had more shots than us and all that sort of stuff. But Aderlan Santos, who actually plays in my club series, well, he's on the bench, it actually plays for Brissain. As you see there, from Group B, we finished top of the group with 13 points. Schalke came second with 9, and Arsenal came third with 8. So it's always interesting to see this sort of end the Champions League, because it means that Arsenal are out, so another English team are out, and a German team actually take their place, which is always interesting to see. So into the last match of this episode, and it is against UD Las Palmas with Razahira as their manager. I'm not really particularly sure who Razahira is meant to even be, because I'm not really keep up to date with my Liga BBVA, but of course this is with UD Las Palmas. I'd give a guess they're probably a Liga Adelante side, so technically they're not really in the actual Liga BBVA at the current moment. They might be next season, I'm not even particularly sure. But to be honest, we played more or less our strongest team possible, because we're coming up to the sort of January transfer window sort of aspect, so I need to sort of get my team down to a T and what places I need to improve. Basically, I need to improve on right back, essentially because of the fact that my two right backs are over 30 years old, and maybe another striker, but of course I've already got all those players I'm getting in for free, like Rabiot, Max Meyer, and Paco Alsacer from Valencia. In the 14th minute of the match, Griezmann gets played for on goal, pops in the back of the net to give us a 1-0 lead, and basically just cement our sort of dominance on this game, to be honest, because this game wasn't particularly that exciting, as we see here in the 47th minute of the match. Nothing had really happened from when I scored in the 15th minute, and it was 1-0 at half time at the Estadio de Escorpia. And the interesting thing about this particular game was that we didn't really mean much in terms of going forward. As you can see there, we had one shot, one on target, but their possession was absolutely skyrocketing, as you can sort of see there for like a second. It was 65%, but Griezmann just comes up again with his right foot this time and pops in the back of the net. Like I said, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, Griezmann will become probably my Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi type player, where every single goal will probably go through him, or I'll probably score like nearly every single goal with him. But we end up winning this game 2-0, relatively straightforward for us to win in this game. As you see there, 4 shots, 2 on target. They had 3 shots, 1 on target. Griezmann was man of the match. And as you can see here, from match day 16, we are still 3rd in the table, a whole 8 points behind Barcelona. So if you haven't, 8 points behind Barcelona. So if you haven't enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and catch you later.